Chat, Dan VR. Today, obviously, we're talking about Verse 3, Chapter 1, Dusk Guard. Now, this is the biggest piece of content we've gotten in a long time. Aside, like, I'm not counting weapons, whatever. This is the big, like, juicy piece of content that we've been waiting for. It's the first big piece of content that we've gotten from Raguzer. And was it hyped? Was it fun? Yeah, absolutely. The player count spiked massively, and honestly, coming into this, I'm just going to give you the no-nonsense, the good, the bad, the ugly, first impressions, and everything I thought about the actual update. Starting off with the good, obviously, this is incredibly fun, and it's incredibly unique. Nothing like this exists on Roblox, even. Nothing like this exists on Deepwoken. This immersion of being part of the authority, of being there, climbing the ranks, going on missions, it is second to none. It is incredibly fun, especially when you're playing with your friends and you're part of a squad. It really does feel like you're part of the authority, patrolling the Eastern Luminate, putting down insurrections and fighting the Legion and keeping the world safe. The actual system of progressing and moving through the ranks is second to none. It is so much fun, and it's so unique. This new Origin talent system where you can pick and choose which talents you get, speccing into individual trees like Shock Trooper or Inquisitor or Leadership. There's a lot to do and there's a lot to see. On top of that, the little bonuses as well, like the new armor, the new weapons, the new talents, everything being unique to the Authority Origin gives you a reason to keep coming back and playing it. I think, dare I say, this is one of the best updates Deepwoken has ever had in terms of content, in terms of revolutionizing the game and revolutionizing the platform at large. It's incredibly ambitious. And on top of that, going forward, whoever designed Fort Merritt, good man, good God, it's beautiful. It is genuinely beautiful. The map looks insane. The music, it's just all 10 out of 10. The actual immersion of being on Fort Merritt, being in your authority uniform, second to none. It was an incredible redesign, and I hope that going forward we see some redesigns like this for other islands and the other factions. It has been an absolute joy to re-explore the world of Deepwoken and kind of see it with this new update and see it through this new lens. It's really reinvigorated some of my love for the game. Now, we did talk about a lot of good, and I do glaze over. We do unfortunately have to talk about the bad. While the update is fun and while it is immersive, it isn't very practical. I think that this update needed a little more time in the testing phase. Not because it necessarily is broken or necessarily boring, it's just a slog. If the testers had gotten more time to play this, I think it would have come up that, hey dude, this is just a sailing simulator. I spend more time sailing than I do, fighting the missions or talking to NPCs or learning the lore. Most of your time is just spent sailing, and that's not very fun. It's not very rewarding, especially since none of the missions involve sailing. None of the missions are, fighting the knives on their boats or going to one of the multiple islands that spawn. None of that exists. A lot of the time is spent in the sea, but you can do nothing in the sea. Additionally, that AWOL feature, while I understand the idea, it really hinders your ability to play the game. You really don't have a lot of freedom. You have to stay on merit, you have to do the features, you have to do the missions. And while the missions work for your origin talent, so to speak, while it works for moving up the ranks, the actual experience gained for powering up is miserable. It takes like 5 hours just to get to your Shrine of Order level. It's terrible. It's like having a minimum wage job. Because while the missions give you event experience, they don't give you attribute experience, so you're not able to even use it. You're not able to power up. While I was playing, the only way I could power up wasn't from spamming missions over and over. It's because when I went on the missions with my squad, while they were doing it, I'd go piss off and fight a Thresher or a Brain Sucker so I could actually get experience. Even better, maybe a Voidwalker would show up, and we could just gang up on the guy and get some hits in, level up that way. They need to add some sort of system for getting attribute experience from the missions, because it isn't giving enough just by doing it. I think the easiest way would, if you complete a mission, you get X amount of free points, like the free investment that they've added on top of some like smaller attribute or XP given. That way you're not doing like 100 missions to get to power 10, because that's just not, it's not very enjoyable. Unfortunately, the meta, or the most efficient way to progress through this oath, or through this origin, my mistake, is by the use of a squad. It's very obvious that you're meant to use a squad. However, what you do typically is your squad leader will stand up on merit next to where you obtain the job, while you and your mates are down at the dock with somebody else in your guild. Somebody in the guild, for example, who is not part of the origin, they're not part of the authority, and they've got commonly or they've got teleportation. So the guy up in merit takes a job, your buddy teleports you and the rest of the squad out to do it, and then, once the job is complete, your buddy back on merit turns it in, it immediately completes, it brings you guys back, he picks up a new one, you teleport away again using a legendary bell. That is really the only way that you can progress in this origin. It's the only time efficient way, because doing it normally is a headache, it's miserable. So this is the only way, this sort of workaround of teleporting around and abusing bugs, which entirely kills the immersion, which is the whole point. You're supposed to feel like you're part of the authority, like you're part of the world, but really the only effective way of progressing and participating in this new content, right, of actually getting the talents and the new things, is by circumventing everything that you were meant to supposed to do, right? The only way to get the talents and the weapons and all the cool stuff isn't through rising the ranks slowly through missions, it's by completely cheesing it using teleportation and a bug that wasn't meant to be in the game. That's not fun. That's really, really lame, but it's all you can do. Because would you rather spend 10 hours doing missions to power up? Or would you rather just teleport around with your mate, abuse a bug? You'll be good to go in an hour or two. You know, it's really the only option you have. Finally, we get to the ugly. It's buggy. The game, unfortunately, is buggy, and this is a problem that Deepwoken has really struggled with, and I had hoped going into this big update that we would see a big turnaround. In a lot of ways we have, but it's sort of comparing, doom and despair to just despair. In the last couple months, the game, you get like 50 to 60 game-breaking bugs every update. This time, no game-breaking bugs, but there are still plenty that kind of mess with the experience and take you out of the game. For example, events not spawning properly, falling through the map, boats not working properly. Let's say you go into Chime and you kill somebody who happens to be in the authority origin with you. Well, now you're exiled. Inversely, you could kill somebody in Chime, spawn in, completely unrelated, but they were the authority origin. Oh, you're in jail now. Which, on top of that, that's bugged too. Sometimes you can't break the cuffs. Also, you can't even leave the game, period, because you're permanently in combat. So you have to combat log. You can't interact with the bank or anything. So if you have items on you that you don't want to lose, or if you're on one life, tough shit. Go to the depths, and you lose your shit too. It's just, I really hope that we would go into this with little to no bugs. It just, oh man. Oh, the bug thing, I don't know what can be done, but something has to be done. Luckily, that's really all I had for the ugly. This, all in all, was a really solid update. I'm really excited to see what happens in the future. And if you want to discuss more, if you have any opinions on it, please join my Discord. Link is in the description. We are going to be talking about it in general chat. And, Brad, just join the Discord. Come on.